Hey guys, let me make sure I have a mic check because yesterday I was on for about 10 minutes. Okay, everything is clear. Everything is clear this time. I wanted to make sure that everything was clear because yesterday I was on for at least 10 minutes and no one even told me. And I had at least about 11 people had came on and told me that I didn't have no sound, but you know how people is. People are so I mean, just hating, hateful. And I don't know why, because I have a very, very small channel, but like they say, it's not, in the numbers, it's in the quality as long as the word is getting through. But again, guys, welcome to Real Talk with your girl, Lady D. Unapologetic and non-biased. This right here is not the channel that you think is going to go ahead and tickle your ears. In here, I stand on my truth. And like I said, everybody, they don't want to hear the truth. Everybody would rather hear a lie because a lie is going to go faster. But one thing when it comes to me, guys, I do not know these people from a can of paint. This right here is for entertainment purpose only, and everything is alleged. Okay. Like I say, if you air it out, you are free game. So let me make sure that everything is clear because I want to go ahead and play some clips. I had saw where Tasha K, she had spoke about it, I think about 8 minutes, where she didn't actually talk to Martell, but she went ahead and she talked to his team. And I saw where a lot of content creators, they are going around saying that Tasha K went ahead and talked to Martell, which they're gonna go ahead and say, stuff like this. But when it comes to all this right here, guys, I am team right. It may not look like it, but I am team right. Like I said, you air it out, you free game. I only could, say what they put out. You put it out. Hey, that's something on you guys. Some people, like they say, they don't know what show I be watching. I be watching the same show that you guys be watching. It's just the thing about it is that I look at it as a reality show, but when they come on social media and they air all their business out, then free game, which we're going to go ahead and we're going to talk about all the stuff that is going on. And I went ahead and I put some clips of Tasha K and also some episodes of Love and Marriage in Huntsville, but I went ahead and I made it like an animation video because like I said, when it comes to all these haters, how they love to go ahead and strike your channel. Like I said, I am ahead of the game because when I was blogging about others, how they went ahead and tagged it, and when it comes to YouTube, long as you entertaining and when you start waking your people up, then they have a problem. But I'm gonna go ahead and run through some clips that I went ahead and post because I want to go ahead and talk about it, especially when Love and Marriage in Huntsville, I think it was season 1 episode 2, where it all has started. I mean, Melody, she did not allowed the show to get off the ground, which I'm gonna go ahead and we're gonna talk about all that because we already know when they came together, it was about the comeback group. So we're gonna talk about all this stuff right here, and also we're gonna talk about the video that Tasha K went ahead, she had put out the content, talked to Martell's team. And like I said there and say, guys, a lot of this stuff right here is paying for game. And you guys may not see it like that, but we want to, sit there and put our foot on Martell. And like I say, Martell, he's not innocent either. But like I said, most of the stuff we're going to go ahead and comb through the videos, the clips. Melody, she went ahead and she put it out. She wanted her business to come out on a reality show. And now you guys are going around, talking about the DV and how, Martell with, all the stuff that is going on, which now, according to what Tasha K, had said, which I'm going to say allegedly, it was some old emails, some old texts that Melody went ahead, recently, and I'm going to say allegedly, that she went ahead and submitted to the judge or the court. And that's why a lot of people, they are calling Melody petty, and they calling her bitter. And we're going to go and comb through all the stuff that is going on. But again, guys, welcome to my life, Real Talk with your girl, Lady G, unapologetic and non-biased. And as you can see from my background, this really not the one that I wanted to put on, but the other one that I wanted to put on is called A Thin Line Between Love and Hate. And that's exactly what it is. But when we comb through these videos, you're going to see that, like I said, it just don't make no sense. You can see that, you know, Melody, it's like, and I'm not beating up on Melody. Like I say, I only can just tell you guys what I see. It's like all this stuff, it that was out, it's just like it was just planned. So we're going to talk about all that. But in the meanwhile, before I get into all that right there, I saw, which I didn't actually see the video that Call Is King went ahead and put out, but I saw another content creator. They went ahead and they asked Call Is King a question. I hope you guys can hear it. Let me see if you guys can hear it. Because even if you hear it, some of you guys won't even tell me. But like I say, oh well, it is what it is. But let me see if I can go ahead and play this, and I'm gonna talk about this right here as well.
Going to put your foot to kick Martell off your show. I will be addressing the Martell comment on my podcast tour with Melody. Don't worry. I'll address it.
So let me go ahead and stop it right here. I don't know if you guys heard it, but someone had asked Call Is King a question. I guess he had went ahead and he picked up one of his shoes, and they asked him, is he's going to take that shoe and put it, up Martell? And he said, don't worry, I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna address it all. So let me see if I can play a little bit more, but I hope you guys can hear it.
Live in person. If you don't got your tickets, get them, baby. Me and Melody Cherie, January 21st. Okay? I'll be addressing Mr. Holt then. Yes, honey. Yes. Let me tell y'all something. I don't know. I know. Don't bring me down. I know Special K. We're not going to talk about that. I already addressed it. It's all good. Thank you, Raindrops, for having my back. Because what we do over at the Kingdom is reality. I don't listen. Don't get mad at me because you're reality and what you want it to be, baby. I show up and work. People mad at me because other people mad at them for what they say.
Now, let me stop it right here. I don't know if you guys heard it or not, because for some reason, when it comes to this mic right here, it does not pick up on a lot of stuff that I play. But I don't know if Call Is King, he was throwing a dig, and he said that, people are mad at him, I guess because, they feel that, Call Is King should be taking their side. And most likely, I think that, and I'm going to say legend, all this stuff right here is for entertainment purpose only. Most likely he was talking about Martell. But, the thing about it, when it comes to Call Is King, I see where he's going to, I don't know if it's going to be a live podcast. They're going to sit down and they're going to talk, but I know that he's going to Huntsville, but he's only meeting with Melody. And to me, that's come across as favoritism. And that's why it's so much animosity when it comes to that group. I see my girls in the house, Country Girl Queenie. She says, good afternoon, Lady D in chat. Thank you for coming in, Country Girl, and thank you for that gift that you had cash out me. Thank you very much. And I pray that, like I said, God give you double for your portion. But yes, guys, welcome to Real Talk with your girl, Lady D, unapologetic and unbiased. But getting back to Call Is King, he said that he's going to address all the stuff that is going on, especially with Martell went ahead and made it to the news. But the thing about it is that, and I'm going to go ahead and talk about it. I hope that, I don't go in the matrix, because every time when I click on things, it seems like I go into the matrix. But I see where everything now it looks pretty clear. But is a lot of stuff that had happened on that show, especially this scene right here in my background when Mel and Martell was at the Fletcher's house, and Martell had said some stuff that Melody, she didn't like. So what Melody went ahead and did, she threw a wine glass at him. And that right there, guys, that was assault, and it was caught on camera. But see, the thing about it is that we pick and we choose, what we're going to go ahead and run with. What if Martell would have been petty, and he would have went ahead and he would have filed charges on Melody for throwing a glass, which a glass to me, that's a weapon. That glass could have cut his eyes. It could have, did a lot of damage to him. But you see, nobody talked about that. It's like when that happened, oh, that was good for Martell. But the minute when something happened to Melody, and like I say, I'm not taking sides. I don't know these people from a can of paint. I'm just giving you my honest opinion, and that's it. But the thing about it is that no one said anything about it. And the thing about it is that the cameras was rolling. The cameras caught all that. The video clip is still out today where Melody went ahead just because of what Martell said, and she threw a glass at Martell and tore these people's house up, tore their house up where Nell Fletcher was sweeping up glass. But nobody said nothing about that. That was, to me, that was first degree assault. What Martell is going through right now, that's third degree. Third degree, that's a misdemeanor. And like I said, a lot of stuff I'm going to go ahead and show you when it comes to season one, episode 2. Martell told Melody, he said, don't put our business out. Why are you telling them our business? If anything, tell it to a therapist. And what did Melody do? She went ahead and she smirked. So let's go ahead and we're going to talk about all that right there. I see my girl says, right, it's a weapon and nothing was ever said about it. Nothing. That's just to show you guys that we pick and we choose. Just like I said, what we're going to run with. And if we don't like a person, what we going to do? We're going to stick our head in the sand. So let me make sure I go ahead and put my disclaimer on, my copyright disclaimer. And like I say, this right here is for criticism, is for comment, is for news reports, scholarship, and research. And what we are doing, like I said, we are doing research, criticism, and it's for entertainment purpose only. Okay. So we're going to go ahead. Let me go ahead. And I went ahead and put my disclaimer. We're going to talk about that. So if you're going to say that Martell needs to be off that show for DV, then what do you call? And like I say, we being fair. I don't know these people. I'm just being fair. What do you call what Melody did on that show when she threw a glass at Martell's face? Do I need to play that clip? Go and watch the clip. I put a lot of stuff in my playlist. I didn't put that one, but I could go ahead and add that. But I'm going to play Tasha K. We're going to comb through that. I put it as an animation, and I went ahead and I did the voice because, like I said, I don't want no copyright. Like she says, she works hard for her content, and I'm going to give it to her. So make sure you go ahead and check it out. I also went ahead and put it in my playlist. So let me go ahead and play this right here, and I want you all to see, because we're going to comb through all this right here, because to me, it doesn't make no sense at all. And we like I say, this is a reality show. And when it comes to Carlos King, if Carlos King is putting all his eggs in one basket, then you're going to mess up the show. You're going to ruin the show. And once you ruin the show, then like I said, Melody, she already working on something else. Melody, even if she stay on Love and Marriage in Huntsville, Melody, she cannot carry that show. She cannot carry it by herself. So guys, I hope you can see me good because I see that look like I'm freezing a little bit. So if I am freezing, I'm gonna just go ahead and talk it out. But let me go ahead and let me go ahead and share this right here. Because like I said, guys, this, we just got to stop. So what I'm gonna do is it look like I hope I'm not freezing. If I'm freezing, give me a thumbs up, country girl, if I'm freezing up. Because if I'm freezing up, I'm gonna just go ahead and I'm gonna go and carry them down. So let me make sure and check out and see if everything is clear, guys. Because yesterday I just couldn't believe I was on for at least about 11 minutes. So if I'm freezing, let me know, guys. Please let me know if I'm freezing. But let's go ahead and comb through this right here. So
we're good. Period.
We're not good.
We're not good.
And right there, I had put you remember Martin Lawrence right here. Let me play it again. I opened it up with Martin Lawrence. You remember love and hate is a thin line between love and hate. And the reason why I went ahead and I put this clip right here because it reminded me of this episode when
we're not good.
Martell was in
we're good.
Let me lower it down. When Martell was in the hospital, he was having surgery. And it really threw me off even when I had saw that scene. Melody, she went ahead and she dropped the load on him about, his infidelity and how she was going to leave him when this man was on his dying bed. And that's why I went ahead, and I added this right here. So guys, don't laugh because it's an animation, okay? And trust me, it fits Melody voice, because her voice sounds like a character in a way, okay? Even though I have a deep southern voice too, but this right here sounds animated.
We're not good because, all the things that have taken place and things.
Still in apart. That's right now. I'm there, and you talking about something that place over here.
And still.
Yeah.
All right, so I did see the mugshot.
So right there, guys, I wanted you all to see, that why did Melanie, she felt the need to go ahead, and that was like the very first season, to load Martell with all that, knowing that, he was going through surgery. But like I said, a lot of this stuff, like I said, this is reality. These people are getting paid and this is for entertainment purpose only. But to me, like I said, when Melody went ahead and they came on this reality show, all that stuff, with the infidelity and the cheating, it already had happened. It's not like during, the show, all this stuff had took place and Melody was caught off guard. No, it wasn't like that. Melody, she knew that her husband, was seeing someone else on the side, and she accepted all that. Even if she didn't accept it, she forgave him because she had a child afterwards. So all the stuff that you're seeing right now, it's like, Melody, she planned all this. And the thing about it is that Martell, in the very first season, when Melody went ahead and, she started putting all of her business out, Martell starting to see that, Melody, she was only playing him. But, if I was Martell, I would have went ahead and I would have stopped it. I would have just stopped filming and, ain't nowhere in the world we're going to go ahead and put our personal business out. You forgave me. So let's go ahead and let's make this money. And, let's do what we already had planned, make it about the comeback group. So I'm going to go ahead, guys, and I'm going to go and play Tasha K. Now, this right here, this animation, animated video. This person right here, like I say, don't laugh. This is Tasha K. Okay, I didn't want to go ahead and show us stuff, but if you want to see the video that is unadded, just go ahead to my playlist, or you can go to Tasha K Unwind with Tasha K. Okay.
Shot go across social media and told me to hold on it for a second because I was just like, Martell, domestic violence, it doesn't quite add up.
So let's go ahead and stop it right here. I'm gonna keep stopping the video because I want to comb through it. So Tasha K, when she says she saw how all this stuff was going on when it came to Martell, his picture, his mugshot had went viral, and she was pretty much thrown off guard because she said Martell, for domestic violence, and then she went ahead and she said, because that was pretty shocking to her as well.
Right. And so I decided to reach out to him this morning, and it was right after he got out of court. And he was released and stuff. He went to enter a not guilty plea.
So right there, I know you guys, some of you probably didn't heard the video about 101 times. And also, if you haven't heard it, just go to my playlist because this right here is not my content. And yes, I'm playing it as an animated video. Okay. But Tasha K said that, she went ahead and she reached out to Martell, and, he was coming out of court, and he went ahead and he pleaded not guilty.
Of course. And I was able to speak to a few members of his team because he has been forbidden to talk about anything regarding this case at all, or he could be held, I guess, in some sort of contempt or something. I don't know, locked up. There's some sort of gag order on him. And I'm like, why?
So let's go ahead and start right there. Because like I said, I could have went ahead and talked about it, without playing the video, but I want to make sure that I get I want to make sure I don't miss anything. And that's a part that, really is very questionable, how they went ahead and put a gag order on Martell where Martell cannot, talk about it. And like I said, it's not only going to hurt Martell, it's going to hurt his castmates, is going to hurt everybody's backs, because if Martell cannot talk, and when we go and watch, some more of this footage of this video, you're going to see that it's okay for, and I'm going to say allegedly, according to what Tasha K had said, that Melanie is going to make this a part of her storyline. And that's the part really got me coming on to make this video, because, it's like gain for pain. It's like you can sit there and you can chop down this guy. You can sit there and try to take everything from him, but he cannot capitalize off of this. You are the one that's going to capitalize. And that's why, I don't understand why Melody is calling for this 24-hour prayer or fasting or whatever she's doing. To me, that does not make sense. That's just to show you how these people, they love to play with God. Because one thing that I do know, God is not the altar of confusion. God is of love, peace, and of a sound mind. And if you have any art against your brother or your sister or whomever, you don't take it to no court, because like I said, once you take it to the court, you're going to open up a whole can of worms. You take it to the elders, you take it to somebody that, your prayer warriors or whomever. But to me, all this right here is just for show. And like I said, when it comes to that DV, everybody is talking about the ROP, whatever you guys, that tape. Tasha K did not mention that. Tasha K had mentioned that it was about some old text. Now, maybe, it probably was that. I don't know. But come on, guys, in that case, we all will be under jail. The things that we text message to people. That is not like he physically went and punched her, okay? Like I said, guys, this right here, and one thing that I do know, that my God, he does not sleep. And my grandmother always used to say that, and he does not slumber. He sits high, but he looks low. And when you try to dig a ditch for somebody else, you better make sure that you dig a ditch for yourself as well.
As their gag order, or I guess, stemming the allegations on him. Allegations are harassing text message, and from.
hold on. Let me go ahead and let me calm down, guys. Okay. Oh, she said I look good, but I'm gonna go ahead and calm down anyway. Okay. So just make sure you hear me real good, because we're gonna comb through this, because like I said, ain't nobody mad but the devil. Okay.
last year, like a year ago. And he was just like, it was, his team was like, it was from last year, and it's a text message, and that was it. And so apparently she's held it and then turned it in, Melody. And a warrant was issued, and he had to turn himself in, and so he's been forbidden to talk about it at all. And so I find this rather strange, but I understand, because I'm like, Martell, like, when you piss a woman off and you embarrass her for as many years as you did. Annie's with Ariane this morning when I called. She said she was gonna stick beside him. She told me to tell the winos that's her man, and she's sticking beside him. That's where.
So let's go ahead and stop it right there. Tosh K had came out and she said that she found it strange, how she's taking text messages and she's sending it to the court, but just like you're gonna hear Tasha K say, most of this stuff right here is just for a storyline, and we already know, when it comes to Melody, she took her pain for gain, because when you accept this man back, knowing that you guys had went y'all separate ways, y'all separated, he went with his life and you went with your life, and then all of a sudden you come back and you want a family, then like I said, you going to forgive that person, and once you forgive that person, you're not going to hold this person to the stuff that he had did. That's the part that I don't understand. Now Martell did step out again, and he did what he did, but like I said there and say, a lot of this stuff, if your marriage was jacked up, and why would you want to come on on a reality show, and put your life knowing it was already messed up, unless it was a part of clout chasing. Ain't no way in the world I would have put my personal business out there knowing that my life was already messed up. And when you get the courts involved in all this stuff right here, it's no ending.
Ariane told me to tell y'all this morning, okay? That's her man. And I'm inclined to believe her. It's always been her man. I believe that 100%. And Melody knew, and that's why she went over to Ariane's house to talk to her about her man. Because ain't no way I'm gonna go to a side bitch house and talk to her about my husband.
That's it. And Tosh K had said that, when she talked to Martell's team, Ariane was right there, and she said that she's going to stand by her man. And I want to go ahead and talk about that. Let's go ahead and talk about that right there, because Tosh K already said, pretty much it's her man, because Melody, she went to Ariane's house to talk about her own husband, and knowing that Ariane was, in the relationship with her husband for almost 6 years. Like I said, once 2 years had passed, it's no longer a side chick, a mistress, it's a sister wife. But you guys cannot get mad, because like I said, cheek and tongue would say anything. And let me go ahead. I want to talk about this right here, about cheek and tongue. Cheek and tongue would say anything. And one thing about the Most High God, he would have you to gurgitate it out. Melody, she came out and she said recently in the hot tub with her castmates, she came out and said that Martell never pleased her. So if you was in a relationship for almost 12 or 13 or 14 or however years they've been together, and he never pleased you, then it was miserable. It's all outdoors in that house. Why are you fighting for something that you really didn't want, that couldn't even satisfy you? Now, I don't know if Melody, she only said all that just to make herself look good. I don't know. But that right there, it frees the guilt off of Martell and Ariane. It's pretty much that Melody went ahead and she gave her husband to Ariane. Yes, because she already said that he never pleased her. So like I said, what somebody else was trash to you is treasure to somebody else. So you cannot get mad if it's something that you don't want. Now, I do understand. Like I said, if I have to put my shoes, my foot in Melanie's shoes, I understand, all the stuff that she went through. But still of all, Melanie, it was her choice to put her life on display. And just because things is not going to the way that you think that it's supposed to go, then you want to make sure that you do your best to make sure that this man cannot feed his family, his children. You want to make sure that, he cannot move on. You want to make sure that he's at the bottom. Like I said, when you dig one ditch for someone else, you better make sure that you dig a ditch for yourself as well.
It's just, it just doesn't add up here.
No, it doesn't.
However, Melody is quite pissed, and she's definitely pissed at me. She's upset that I even gave Ariana a platform to tell her story. But I'm like, that's what my platform is for. A lot of people don't like it because I give a platform to people who necessarily are not popular enough to be heard. Everybody deserves to tell their story. And if they tell the truth, great. And if they're going to get dragged, that's just it is. You want to put yourself out there, you put yourself out there. This is not a biased platform here at all. And I've tried to remain that in a neutral space. And it puts me in a compromising position when I have to do work because people assume that I'm taking people's sides. And I'm like, my business. We ain't never hung out before. We ain't friends.
And that's what I'm saying. And a lot of people, they just don't see it. You guys just don't see it. This is not about, friends. You don't know these people. And half of you guys that's riding for Melody, riding so hard for Melody, like I say, what are you guys getting out the deal? You guys, you riding so hard as if you guys are getting something out of this where you guys cannot see the forest from the trees. You guys, it's looking like you finding something for Martell to slip so you can go ahead and use it against him, trying to get this man off the show. But I promise you, if Martell is fired off of that show, I'm pretty sure that more doors is going to be open for him. And also it's going to affect just about everybody there, especially Melody, because Melody, she does not have a storyline without sitting there trying to chop Martell down. And that's real talk. That's real talk. And even if Martell get out of a job, then pretty much Martell can go after Melody for child support. So like I said there and say, you don't gloat after no one else's demise, and that's real talk.
I don't be telling you about how tall Lamine is now or what's going on with Tatu. I don't understand why y'all feel that there's any type of loyalty here at all. And I got a business to run. You know who you're talking to when you on the phone. Right, Winos? Don't they know? If I say off the record, it's off the record. Period. But if I don't say off the record, and I tell you that it's recorded, it's recorded. Period. I don't have nothing to hide. Everything is on the table. That's it, okay? Now, anybody pay bills? Shit. Now, and me felt that way. She felt bad. She felt like she somehow, I don't know. I guess people, when they talk to me, they love me. I get it. But I got a job to do. Girl, for years, you expect to not come and clap.
And you see right there, what did Tasha K said? Tasha K said she got a job to do. This is not about being loyal to no one. She's doing her job. And no one can get mad about that. I saw a lot of comments where people wants to go and call Tasha K out behind all this. But guys, like I say, people are not so involved into these people's personal life like you are. Make it make sense. It doesn't make no sense at all. Melanie, she knew exactly what was going on. Let's go ahead and play that back a little bit more.
When they talk to me, they love me. I get it. I got to for years. You expect to clap.
And that's support. That's support that I want to talk about right there. What did Tasha K said? Tasha K said that Melanie been dragging. And not only Melanie be dragging, these millimeters. You may be hiding behind the scene, but like I said, you can do a lot of damage behind the scene. And that's why a lot of this mess, most of all this stuff comes out on social media, not on these shows. But if you are constantly dragging a person that you said that, was messing with your husband, and now you don't put a face to it, then to me, she should be able to tell her story, whether we like it or not. Because if Martell love it, then we should be tickled to death. You guys want to go out there and you want to say Martell done did this, he done did that, but I never saw no woman, that Martell, was serious about, but Ariane. Ariane been in the marriage, half of their marriage. So, like I said, if you're going to constantly talking about this person, then give her a platform, let her be able to tell her piece. Or what if she sat there and she put a gag order on every last person that's on that show? And even if the judge went ahead and put a gag order on Martell, then Martell need to put a gag order on Melody, where Melody cannot ever mention or utter Martell's name. And I promise you, if that day happened, then like I said, then that's the well is going to close up, because most of all of her income, and I'm going to sell legend because I don't know these people pockets, but from what they put out there, most of this stuff come out when she dragging Martell, when she's trying to put his head, just to sit there and get paid. Make it make sense, guys. This does not make sense at all.
Even though she was clapping your husband? No. And she's like, well, you're a wife too. Well, if I'm a wife, I'm not going to be talking about my chick on a show.
Thank you.
She gets no clout, no life, no nothing. That's just me personally. And so, but Ariane said that's her man, and she's definitely sticking beside him. And this stems from a text message that she sent in. Martell has basically said he's innocent. He hasn't done anything. And according to him, the text message is really not even like that. Okay, so and it was old, and this, of course, is going to be filmed, and it's just more publicity. And I just asked him, I said, how long you gonna remain the bad guy in the public? Y'all ain't together no more. How long you gonna allow her to make you the bad guy? Because I mean, with allegations like this, in the victim's time, because this is a victim's era now, with allegations like this, you could potentially be not casted for next season.
That's it. Let me go ahead and stop right there. Tasha K had said, to Martell, how long you going to continue, allowing these people making you, casting you as the bad guy? Because, it's time for Martell to sit there and show his reality, show his real life. Because long as they trying to sit there and put Melanie and Martell together on that show, then all it's going to do is make Martell look bad. And as you can see, that's why we talking about it today. But if you allow, the producers, Call is King, allow Martell to tell his story, his reality, the things that's going on in his personal life right now, then I'm pretty sure it's going to put all that fire, is going to go ahead and put it out. But long as Martell is sitting there walking in by himself and allowing Melody to sit there and shug him off and giving him, not even looking at him or whatever, which, all this stuff needs to stop, because to me, it's have become toxic. And the viewers, they are tired of it. It's like beating a dead horse. So if Martell chose to be with Ariane and he's still on that show, then let her be a part of it. You mean Melanie is trying to mess it up, where she's trying to get this guy a charge, and I'm gonna say allegedly, because she know pretty soon Ariane is about to come on that show, and so she probably figuring out, and I'm going to say allegedly, this is for entertainment purpose only, this is my opinion, you may not like it, but you air it out, you are free game. So you're going to mess it up because you don't want to see Ariane on the show. So you're just going to go ahead and try to assassinate Martell's character. But like I said, Martell did not actually put out a tape Now, yes, he might have threatened her by text messages that, if you don't stop scandalizing my name, then I'm going to put your business out. But then I was thinking about all this right here. I was saying when it was at the reunion, when Carlos King had asked Melody about a tape about giving a guy, fellatio, at first she had denied it, but Martell had said right on that platform, do I need to play the audio? Do I need to play the audio? So he said it out there in front of the cameras on a major platform, telling Melanie, if you're going to continue lying about what you told me, then I need to play the audio. So what's the difference? What's the difference of Martell playing the audio and Martell texting his ex-wife, telling her, if you don't stop it, then I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to do what I need to do. But he did. And even though, he was charged for it, which is a misdemeanor, on his own recognizance, he didn't have to come up with any money. Most likely, once he go in front of the court gonna see all this is a part of the reality show and go ahead and throw this mess out because it's all like a guy. You guys wants to sit there and boycott to get Martell out off of that show just because he went ahead and he cheated on his wife. You guys that was the hand that you was fanning for when Carson Blue came out and gave y'all that information about a RP tape. Y'all were just looking for something to nail this man to the cross. But what if he would have been petty? When Melanie went ahead and threw a glass at him in his face, broke it in his face. What if he went ahead and filed charges on that? You see, that's what I'm saying, guys. You can't throw the rock and hide your hands. You also have to take accountability for some of that stuff as well.
You see what I'm saying? Like, so you better have your shit together. That's what I told her. You better have your shit together because this may be the end of what we see when it comes to Martell Holt if you do not beat these charges. Nobody's taking any type of chances with anybody that has anything linked to anything that even alludes to abuse on women. And so it's just, to me, it's not part of his character. I just think she's upset and she has a right to be upset and she's scorned. I get it. With Ariane, and so yeah, I'd be petty too.
And what Touch K said, Melanie, she's scorned, and she's showing it. You can't hide it. She's very scorned. And someone say, well, like I said, all the stuff that he put her through. No, what you put yourself through by you airing this mess on a huge platform, on a national television for everyone to pick it apart. Like I said, all money is not good money, guys. All money is not good money. Much is given, much is required.
Him from her all them years, and so that's so.
And what she said, Ariane took him, and now she's going to take Martell, from the world, which means that she's trying to make sure that nobody like him, make sure no one business with him, because we already know, especially when, you have a DV case, nobody want to work with nobody that, they deem as abusive. Who want to work with someone like that? So if I can sit there and attach that to his name, quite obvious, then I feel like, I'm winning. But like I said, when you dig one ditch, you better make sure that you go ahead and dig a ditch for somebody else, for yourself.
Don't hate on how that karma's returned.
That's it. That's it.
Eat this one. So pray for him if you don't. Okay.
If she said, you either pray for them or send them to hell. And that's exactly what they're doing. They sending them to hell. But like I said, you never know. Because God said, wherever you lay your head at, even if you lay your head in hell, he said, I will be there. God can take all this mess and he can turn it around. You can't tell me what my God can't do. And that's real talk.
Here's his mugshot, though. Where is it? Yeah, there you go. I'm surprised they had a guard because y'all say he's so fine. I tell him, okay, God, I don't think he's fine. Y'all sway around with this song. Yeah, all you see is ears and a shiny ass forehead. And I know we got our back between his legs. He got thick thighs, and he takes his leg down serious. Thighs, let it down. So y'all pray for him. If not, send him to hell. Move on. Coming up, we talk about Taraji P. and call you guys because.
So guys, this right here, I want you guys to see this part right here. This is Love and Marriage in Huntsville. This is season 1, episode 2. And the reason why I went ahead and put this clip on right here, because I want you all to see how all this stuff came about. They bit off a lie. Every last cast bit off a lie because they thought that it was about a comeback group. And this is what I want you all to see. They all was ready to, come together, Black entrepreneurs building up Huntsville. But I want you guys to see that Melody, she already, she had an agenda to make it about her. And like I said, all this stuff right here is allegedly, and it's for entertainment purpose only. You air it out, you are free game. Okay?
Martell told me these lots, and I was like, what about the comeback group doing it together?
It can be a group effort, or it cannot be a
And
group
see
effort.
right there, Martell was all for it. He was all in it because he thought that it was all about the comeback group, especially he wanted to see his friends, people that he went to school with, he wanted to see, them all come together and make it happen. And that's the sad thing about it. That's a sad thing about it because everybody can do stuff when it comes to their community. But when it's time for us to start building in our community, we sabotage it. We act like crabs in the barrel. This could have been a beautiful thing because a lot of people, this is like the #1 show on network. They watch that. And if they would have saw how Black entrepreneurs coming together and building up their community, then you might have seen more businesses when it comes to Black community than we have now. We don't have nothing. We have maybe 1% of Black entrepreneurs in the United States, guys. We don't have no businesses. We don't have no schools. We don't have nothing. Only a small percentage. But yet we are the biggest consumers. We spend $1.2 trillion a year. Make it make sense. Why we can't come together? And like I said, all this stuff right here is nothing but a generational curse.
2 years ago, we all started the comeback group. We can do things better collectively than trying to tackle things individually.
We want our community to come together and say, we can do it too.
And that's the same thing this group has to do.
Comeback group. 1, 2, 3, come back.
Let's say that Martell decided he wanted to go out and cheat.
And you see, this right here, this was not season 5. Even Carlos King was shocked. This was not season 5. This was season 1, episode 2. They supposed to come around the table having a meeting to talk about the comeback group. But what Melody did, let's see what Melody did.
And Martell continued to do so in a disrespectful manner. And that's when you be like, deuces.
Well, I still have some concerns about last night and the dinner.
Okay.
The conversation that was at the table and you bringing up certain things that I don't think that was suitable.
Yeah, like what's a deal breaker?
Yeah.
Okay. We always have those kind of conversations, though. So, Marcel, you seem to be the one who's like committed. You stay committed. There's a deal breaker.
I haven't even thought about deal breaking because I haven't thought about breaking the deal.
And I loved every bit of it.
And what she said, I loved every bit of it because she know, it was all about coming on She wanted to be a star, always wanted to be a star. And just look how she was laughing about it. Look how she was laughing about it because she wanted to be a star. But like I said, what was you willing to sacrifice? It's not going to go your way. If you got to tear down somebody to get to the top, then all you're going to do is just set yourself up for failure. It's not going to work. And you can see that, she was happy about it because she wanted to be on TV and she didn't care what it took. She didn't care who it hurt, because like I said, hurt people. And I know you guys, like I say, you don't want to hear stuff like this. But like I say, guys, I can't sugarcoat it to you guys. I wish I could come on and entertain you guys and stroke you. But if you ask me to give my honest opinion, then this is it.
I don't think that was just appropriate because it's always like you're trying to start something with me.
And look how she's laughing. She started laughing. Because see, now Martell is seeing the trickery. And just look at it. Just look at this man is hurt and she's laughing in his face because all she was doing is this was all about revenge. This was all about payback. Look, I'm going to make this man think that I want him back. I do not want him. I just need to get on that show. And once I get on that show, I'm going to tear him down in order for me to get to the top. And now Martell's seen it. And right there, that's where Martell, a light should have came and say, look, I'm about to cut it. I'm about to cut this. I'm about to cut it short. I'm about to walk away from this. But he kept getting in it. And that's why, like I said, we are at this point right now.
I'm serious. It's not like you be trying to dig people.
Well, then if there's nothing to be found up, then I mean, it doesn't matter. My thing is, if you don't want your business in the streets, don't do anything that you don't want in the streets.
I think it's suitable to continue to bring it up amongst friends.
Well, aren't friends supposed to be there for each other to help?
Considering that we're about to go into business with them, our business, like you don't tell nobody like our business on what's going on. You know what I'm talking about? If we're talking to a counselor, or we somebody who could possibly go and just mention it to somebody else. Next thing you know, 100. I don't think it was suitable for you to bring that up at the dinner table.
Period.
Cheating is definitely
And
something
that
that I
was
would get a divorce over. Sometimes you got to look past the love you have for that person, and you got to accept the ugly truth, which is maybe this is just who they are. So
That from experience or something.
you are so funny, Martell.
Not trying to be vague.
So let me go ahead and stop it right there. So as you see right there, you could see right there, all this stuff was plotted. It was planned just to sit there and get on TV. That's all it was about. Because Martell sat there and say, nowhere in the world you should have put our personal business out, because it was about business, about building up the community. If you wanted to talk your business, you didn't have to talk to that group. You could have talked to the therapist. Now, tell me right now, guys, where was Martell wrong? Melody made this guy look like an idiot on TV, pretty much. Because like I said, she took her pain for gain. She knew exactly what she was doing. That's exactly why she was laughing the entire while, laughing the entire time. And now that she got all of her little millimeters, which to me is like a cult-like, which is why they calling this fast and trying to get a 24-hour prayer line. Like I say, God is not in the midst of all that, because God is not a part of mess. Our black men go through so much, guys. And just to see our women sitting there doing the same thing to them, I understand. Like I said, they say all the stuff that Melody went through. But guys, like I said, these people shouldn't have never, knowing that their life, just like I said, was all messed up. Nowhere in the world they should have came on national TV. To me, it's coming across as clout chasing. Melody, she did not wanted him. She made it clear he never pleased her. So quite obvious, he found someone that loved him to death, loved the ground that he walked on. Like I said, what trash to you may be treasure to somebody else. Country girl said, I didn't see anything wrong. Not at all. Not at all. He was all about building up the community with his friends. But she went ahead and she tore down that show. And I just pray, when Callers King, he get together on this podcast, when they go live with Melody, he don't sit there, he don't cut corners, because he sure didn't cut no corners when it talks about other reality shows, Married to Medicine. He'd say how he feel. So now this is your time to sit there and tell Melody, if you cannot film with your castmates, then you got something that you work on, then go where you are happy. Because if not, if you are somewhere that you know that you're not happy, what you going to do? You're going to tear it down. And that's exactly what it looked like. I'm going to tear down this entire house because I got something better. And I know you guys, like I say, y'all don't want to hear this, but y'all hear a lot of foolish stuff. A lot of foolish stuff on social media. I mean, I got people texting me, showing me all that stuff that's going on in these YouTube streets, how we tearing down each other and acting a fool, and people flocking to stuff like this. So don't tell me, I don't want to hear her. I don't want to hear her channel. It's boring. No, because like I said, you don't want to hear the truth. We're going to say all that because we don't want to hear the truth. We love drama. But like I said, it would never work. If you sitting there, you trying to build something off of shady, rocky grounds, all you're doing is just setting yourself up for failure. You just setting yourself for a brick wall, a dead end. And you guys going out there and saying that, you want to go ahead and get Martell fired from that show. If Martell get fired from that show, guys, like I say, Melody is not going to have a storyline. And if he get fired for domestic violence, then want me to tell you something? Then Melody should as well, because from the very first season, or however it was, when Melody didn't like what Martell told her, she did. She threw a glass at him. Do I need to play that clip so you guys could see that? Do I need to play that clip for you all to see? And all I'm just letting you see from a different view, guys. That's all I'm doing is letting you all see from a different view. You guys asking me, what show that I am watching. I'm watching the same show that you are watching. It's just that, like I said, I am team right. I am team right. If Martell do something, I'm going to call him out. He did something. But I don't see what Martell is doing. But sitting there, he need to go ahead and cut this out. He need to just leave. Just go ahead and leave, because all they doing is making you look bad. Every time when you try to build something up, they're going to sit there and they're going to try to sabotage, because they wants to see you nailed to the cross. They wants to see you out. But you cannot tear somebody else down and just to lift somebody else up. Because the same ones that's watching you up is the ones that's going to shake your butt clean off of that ladder as well. Because you never win when you play dirty. You never win when you play dirty. And like I say, guys, in here it's real talk. I can't compromise. I can't come on and sit there and try to entertain you guys. I can't do that. I got to call it like it is. And when it comes to these reality shows, I truly believe, I say it all the time on all my videos, it's a distraction. But these people, they knew what they signed up for. They knew what they signed up for. But no one can sit there and do what they say they was going to do, because one person making it all about themselves. Would call it bitter Betty. And that's exactly what it is. And it's not like she pretty much wanted him, because if she wanted him, like I say, most likely she could have had him. Maybe not all for herself. Because they already put out, Ariane was in that marriage, half of their marriage. And she knew about all that when she pitched that show. She knew all about it. She even went to to Ariane's house. So like I said, You can't get mad because people, they wants to bank off of their pain. They wants to air out their dirty laundry. To me, it's coming across as clout chasing. And like I said, guys, I'm about to go ahead and close it out. If you got something to say, feel free. You can say whatever you want to say, long as you stay on topic. Because it's not about me, Dottie, Squatty, or anybody. It's about them. Stay on topic. I don't know these people. All I could tell you guys, what I see, give you my opinion. But I'm going to close it with this right here. If you're going to get Martell 4DV, then you might as well get Melody as well, because Melody cannot throw a rock and hide her hands. And we know that Melody been throwing a lot of rocks and hiding her hands. She may not come out in front, but like I said, these millimeters, they are vicious, malicious, and they would tear you down in a minute. But like I said, no weapon formed against us shall prosper, and every tongue that rises against us, they shall be condemned. The Bible says, I shall condemn them. I don't care how much prayer you put out. Your prayer does not get no farther than a ceiling. If you sitting there, you're doing it grudgingly. What happened? Revenge is mine, says the Lord. You taking it on your hand. When you taking it on your own, all you doing is tying up God's hands. God, how you expect God to sit there and work on your behalf when you got his hands all tied up? Move yourself out the way. You keep saying you're going to let go, you're going to let God. But how you going to let go and you're going to let God when you sitting out there doing the most? You become God. Then you, like I said, people, they just got to be careful. And now you want to call a prayer line? Guys, you better be careful, because the Bible says, suddenly let no man lay hands on you. I don't want nobody with no dirty hands praying for me. How can you pray for me when you cannot pray for yourself? Don't you know all those demons, got attached to somebody? And when you got somebody that's all messed up, all jacked up in the mind and going through all the stuff themselves, all they doing is releasing all that demonic stuff on you. Them demons attaching themselves to you. So how can I pray for someone when I can't even help myself? That's like the blind leading the blind. Tell me how the blind can lead the blind. They can't. They both gonna end up in a ditch. So how can you pray, say you want to call a 24-hour prayer line and pray for people when you can't even pray for yourself, when you can't even forgive somebody, when you got to constantly chopping a person down? Clearly, the Bible says, make sure you get it right before you lay your gifts at the altar. How can I sit there and lay my gifts at the altar when I don't even like my brother who I see, but say I love God? How can you say you love God and you hate your brother? Make it make sense. Like I say, people got it all messed up, guys. They got it all messed up. All you're doing is causing people to stumble. That's all you are doing, causing people to stumble. Because first you got to clean yourself up, get yourself right. Because if not, it's going to be like two drunkards, two alcoholics. How can two alcoholics help each other? They can't. So how can a person with a sick mind help somebody else? All they doing is taking all that and they transforming it to somebody else. And you wondering why you all messed up. Because you entertain all that mess. So all I can say is, he that have an ear, let him hear what the Spirit of the Lord is saying. Again, he that have an ear, let him hear what the Spirit of the Lord is saying. Because it's time for, like I say, you got to take accountability. Melody got to take accountability for the things that she's doing as well. And to me, all this stuff right here is for entertainment purpose only. I do not know these people from a can of paint, and that's real talk. So guys, on that note, you all be blessed, and you all have a beautiful, prosperous day. And thank you again, country girl. Thank you. I mean, this girl has blessed me tremendously. Like I said, all that you have poured, I pray that the Most High God would open up the heaven gates and pour you out a blessing where you won't have enough to receive. And on that note, you all be blessed.